Hey guys, Ryan Lanigan here, HawkamaukSports.com. I'm joined by Ryan Gordy, head coach of Canton basketball. We just witnessed Mansfield eliminate Franklin 57-48 in overtime. Ryan knows both teams very well. He's coached under both Coach Vaughn and Coach O'Connor. Ryan, your thoughts on how Mansfield was able to pull this out?
First of all, the game definitely lived up to the hype. It's a great rivalry. It's a really good representation of the Hawkamauk League. Both coaches do a phenomenal job with their squads, and it was a really great game to watch as a fan and from a fan's perspective. Ultimately, the game went down to overtime, and Mansfield, they had a little bit more talent, which prevailed in overtime. But hats off to Franklin, which kept it close and even got the game to overtime with their work ethic and their determination. And you know, to upset the #1 team in the state would have been a huge task. So Franklin should be real proud that they brought the game to overtime.
Yeah, you mentioned it. Franklin kept it close. How were they able to keep it close? Mansfield has such a high-powered offense.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Franklin did a really good job of limiting second chance opportunities. They did a good job making sure Mansfield didn't get offensive rebounds. They also did a really good job defending the three-point line. Mansfield struggled making three-point shots all the way up until Rocky's three-pointer in the fourth quarter, or I'm sorry, in overtime. You know, and ultimately defending that three-pointer was a big deal in allowing Franklin to keep the game close and get to overtime.
You talked about Rocky. He had 11 points between the fourth quarter and the overtime period. What about his game makes him so successful?
Rocky doesn't feel pressure. You know, he's a great kid that really puts the time and the work in. He has one of the best off seasons of anybody in the league. Summer after summer, he's a gym rat. And he was just confident that all his preparation and hard work would pay off tonight, and it was obvious that when the game was on the line, he wanted the ball, and you know, that's what good players and that's what gamers do.
And just talk about real quick, Franklin's point guard, Sim Bowmiller, great for your career, Franklin. You've coached him before in the past. Just talk about his career overall, just him as a player.
I think Sam's biggest attribute as a player is his leadership. You know, it was obvious in tonight's game and just throughout the course of his career how much better he makes his teammates, and his teammates really, you know, he provides great leadership and he provides just great playmaking ability, which makes everybody around him, you know, just a much better player. And Sam was great tonight again. He had 5 threes, and he was, you know, crucial in getting the team to get to overtime with a great team like Mansfield. I'm proud of him. You know, I know Franklin's going to miss a guy like that. And you know, he's one of the better guards to have gone through this league in a long time.
Let's talk about with that atmosphere, the rivalry that those two teams have. It's such an emotional win for Mansfield. Going forward, they're going to have to get over that pretty quickly.
Yeah, and Coach Vaughn he'll have them ready. He'll definitely have them ready. You know, this is nothing new for Mansfield. They've made trips to the Garden under Coach Vaughn. They were the league champions this year. Mansfield knows they've been here before, so this is nothing new. And I think that experience and Coach Vaughn's leadership will make sure that those guys are ready for the next game.
All right, there you have Ryan Gordy, Canton head coach. Mansfield takes down Franklin here in overtime, 57-48. Full coverage, stay with HawkamaukSports.com.